All right, thank you, Rocket Mean. I am Layla Smackdown, and I am joined on the microphone this afternoon by Puns and Rollers. And without further ado, we are going to get this bout underway. First, introducing our next team. Puns, who you got for us?
All right, let's give a nice Portland welcome to the Southside Revolution. Alrighty, number 10. Misbehavin'. 106, Mad Hitter. 111, Fearsome Frida. Your captain is number 14, El Jucacabra. 170, Assassin. Number 20 is Blaze. 21, Miss L. Number 3, Mia Mobster. 43, Double H. 500, Olivia. Number 6 is Bug. I hope I get this right, because number 7, Typo. 75, Attackademia. 8, The Dominator. 88, Gearing Up. Put your hands together for the Southside Revolution.
And it is my absolute pleasure to introduce the hometown heroes, the Rose Petal All-Stars. Number 11, Smash Tag. Number 14, Screamsicle. Number 17, Trickster. Number 171, Sassafras. Number 2, Do Not Mess With Me. Number 203, Special K Serial Killer. Number 211, Grace Lightning. Number 4, Glitter Bomb. Number 444, Wheel Savage. Number 47, So Feisty. Number 52, Bee Stings. Number 62, American Gangster. Number 65, the Dragon Slayer. Number 789, Uniscorn. Number 8, I'll see you later. Number 828, Strawberry Short Fuse. And your captain, number 84, Ferocious. Give it up for the Rose Petal All-Stars. Oh my goodness, Puns, I'm so excited.
Oh, me too. This is going to be a great bout.
This is already a great day. We really want to acknowledge our mothers that are here with us today. Mothers come in all shapes, sizes, colors, stars, delineations. We're grateful for all of you. If you are caring and nurturing, thank you for being here and spending your time with us today. And for all of those people who threw your hands up unabashedly, admitting this is your first time here, we are going to do our best to make this as gentle and understandable an introduction as possible. There's a lot to see. By the end, you're gonna love it and be obsessed. I'm convinced of this. So first things first, gearing up behind the Tonkin.com jammer line, we have El See You Later skating for the Rose Petals up against El Juca Cabra for Southside. Now tell me what makes these people, these jammers that wear stars on their helmet so special, Puns.
Well, Layla, the jammers are the only skaters who are allowed to score points. The first jammer through the pack, legally, is your lead jammer. In this case, I'll see you later.
That is exactly right. When you see a referee pointing at a jammer in this way, that means that they have earned the elite status of lead jammer. Now, both jammers on the track at the same time are capable of scoring points simultaneously, but they do have to make it through the pack of skaters one time before they're eligible to start scoring points.
And the lead jammer also has the ability to turn off the jam whenever she wants to.
That's exactly right. Turn down for what? For the lead jammer. Now, jams do normally run a full 2 minutes. They will not run more than 2 minutes. But it's the lead jammer that has the ability to slap their hands on their hips, indicating that they want this jam called off. It's a great strategy and a lot of power to be held there. As we can see, lead jammer gained by Trickster for the Rose Petals. Now, there are a bunch of other people on the track that seem really important. Tell me about them, Puns.
The other skaters on the track, those are the blockers. The blockers have to play offense and defense at the same time.
That's exactly right, and that's something that makes roller derby so different from so many other sports, is that the blockers do have to have their awareness up, quickly switching from offense to help their jammers through the pack to score points, but also trying to play defense, preventing the opposing jammer from legally passing their hips. Once your hips are passed, your point has been given up.
You might notice that one of the blockers has a stripe on their helmet. That blocker is called the pivot. They're special because they're the only blocker that can take that jammer star and become the jammer if the jammer gives it to them.
Well, giving is so much more better than taking. The jammer can, for strategic purposes, pass that starts the pivot, as you might see happen. We're going to make you aware of that when that happens in this game. But for now, we do have 5 points put up by Ms. L of Southside.
And this jam will be going the full 2 minutes because the lead jammer from Rose was put into the box for a penalty, so she can no longer call off the jam.
Now you might be wondering what they could possibly give away in the penalty box, that it's already getting so much attention, but I'm sure it's just the excitement. Now, how a skater finds their way to the penalty box is by committing a whole slew of different infractions. Now, there are a lot to go over, so we'll just try and take one at a time. But when a blocker is sent to the penalty box, they will serve 30 seconds as an infraction.
Common penalties include cutting the track or blocking another skater in the back.
We do have a whittling down of the Rose Petals pack and a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction. We're going to take care of that as soon as possible. Southside with a strong blocker advantage. However, it is a momentary power jam, though not one allocated because of penalty. That was a big jam on both sides. 23 points picked up for the Petals. 13 points picked up in that jam for Southside. And now is a great time to say thank you to Bike Punk, locally printed eco-friendly stickers, signs, and design. Visit bikepunk.com. Now gearing up at the Tonkin Jam Line, Dragon Slayer for the Rose Petals, but it is Olivia, lead jammer Southside.
And the pack is gearing up.
Nice little hit out by none other than Mia Mobster. Forced Dragon Slayer to the back. And it does look like a skating out of bounds to avoid a hit penalty. You have to stay on the track to incur the hits. This will be a power jam for Olivia. And again, Olivia is also the lead jammer. This jam will go as long as Olivia would like.
And Ferocious is doing a great job of defense there, knocking the opposing jammer out twice and dragging her back.
That was really great defense by the Rose Petals. They had a really great opportunity to pretty much kill that power jam scenario for Southside.
Both teams are playing some really good defense here. And Dragon Slayer's out. She's got a scoring pass down.
Fancy footwork by Dragon Slayer.
And there goes Olivia. She called it off the jam.
Awesome awareness by Olivia. Hearing the coach booming from the opposite side of the track, wasting no time in calling that jam off. Special thanks to Kind Bars, a brand of all-natural whole nut and fruit bars made from ingredients you can see and pronounce. I can even pronounce it. If I can pronounce it, anyone can pronounce it.
And on our jammers this time are I'll see you later, who just said I'll see you later to the pack.
That was a monster shoulder shimmy juke.
And gearing up, she's still moving through the pack. Oh, and she gets forced out and recycled back.
Great last line of defense hit by American Gangster.
And Elsie's coming around, trying to get in one more scoring pass before the opposing jammer gets in. And she calls it off in time.
And a little tidbit for you folks who are curious as to how the points are designated. If you're one of the types that likes to go to a baseball game and actually understands coding and keeping score. So there are 4 blockers on the track at a time. Even if a blocker is in the penalty box, the moment a jammer legally passes an opponent, they get the point of the person sitting in the penalty box. That's called a ghost point. A jammer also has an opportunity to pick up that 5th point by lapping the opposing jammer. That's what we call a grand slam. Going for a grand slam right now is Trickster for the Rose Petals, who currently holds lead jammer status.
And Typo, the jammer for Southside, is being sent off for a forearm penalty.
Trickster will have 30 seconds to try and rack up as many points as possible for the Rose Petals.
And Trickster used a little bit of illusion to disguise which way they were going and got another 5 points.
Legit offense coming by Uniscorn, who just can't open that wall wide open for Trickster on that last pass.
And Trickster gets a forearm penalty, so now Southside has a chance to score some points.
The tables have turned, and this jam will go its full 2 minutes. Trickster tiptoeing through the tulips of purple.
All right, there goes Typo. She is out. She is not your lead jammer, but she's now eligible to score.
That was an awesome little deflection off of Screamsicle, just a sort of little love bump of the hips charging through that wall.
Now the Southside pack is getting in to try to help their jammer out. And Typo's pushing against that braced wall of Rose Petal defenders.
Nice offense coming from Attackademia.
And Trickster once again uses some illusion and just magically goes through the pack. Uniscorn holding strong.
We would like just once again to give special thanks to our officials, both skating and non-skating. We couldn't do it without you today. And if we tried, it would be a hot all mess. So thank you so much for being here. We're really grateful.
Yes, indeed, Layla. And on the line, Assassin versus number 2. Donut Mess With Me.
Donut Mess With Me. Carson Early Rat on the outside is named lead jammer. Nice last-ditch effort coming by way of the Dominator.
Yeah, that was great track awareness by Dominator to get in that last hit and slow down the Rose Jammer.
Also very aware to not get too drawn out from the pack, because if a blocker strays too far away from the pack, they can be accused of either destroying the pack or engaging out of play. Both penalties will send you a trip to the penalty box.
Assassin is still looking for their opportunity to knife through the pack.
Assassin showing a lot of patience and just kind of really chiseling away at that pack successfully.
Unfortunately, that strong Rose defense forced Assassin out, but they're going in for another round.
Aljuka Cabra really getting into this scrum, scrambling up. Don't mess with me for a bit. Strawberry Short Fuse ever so gently escorting a whole handful of skaters to the outside. Such consideration.
And Assassin finds a line on the outside and is out and is eligible to score.
This jam is off. A new one set to start, but not before giving thanks to WSL Leadership Coaching, helping you be more awesome in your work, sport, and life.
And on the line, 65, Dragon Slayer for the Petals versus 88, gearing up for Southside.
We are at full strength, starting out at the pivot line. Imaginary banana peel on the outside. We'll got to clean up on aisle 1. Dragon Slayer shrugging it off. Lead jammer Petals.
And gearing up, pushing through the pack. She's creating her own offense there.
Great inside line management by Blaze. Dragon Slayer forced to the out, picking up 5 points in the process.
And gearing up gets causes a penalty on one of the Rose blockers, giving her only 3 to beat.
Dragon Slayer taking advantage of the little jam up between turns 3 and 4.
Ooh, Dragon Slayer finds a nice hole and breaks through. Gearing up, struggling a bit with LCU later. Sorry, that was smash tag.
Yeah, that was some great defense by Smash Tag, and then super hustle to reunite with the wall to try and prevent being goated, as we like to call.
And Dragon Slayer is now off for a forearm penalty, leaving gearing up the only jammer on the track.
And we will go the full jam once more.
Blaze trying to break a hole in that wall. And now Misbehaving also trying to break a hole in the wall. And there she goes, gearing up.
Offense is fun. We love offense. Remember that awful dream season when no one was playing offense?
I try to forget that every day.
Terrible.
And gearing up gets another 4 points.
And if you are grooving in your bleacher seats, that is thanks to DJ Tom Tom. Tom Tom, thanks for laying down the smooth jams for us today. Okay, so now is everyone in the audience perfectly clear on all of the rules and nuances of roller derby? Okay, awesome. I figured so. Excellent.
All right, Typo versus I'll See You Later. And I'll See You Later is gone.
Like a hot knife through a cliche. And stomping right through the middle once more. I'll See You Later. Really careful not to mix it up too much with fellow blockers who are focusing their attention against Typo.
Ooh, I'll See You Later with a beautiful apex jump there.
We love an apex jump down at the hangar.
Typo starting to extend that pack a bit. And I'll See You Later out on a hitting penalty, so Typo is now your only jammer on the track.
Now, there are very few distinctions between the roller derby you're watching right now with the Petals and the roller derby with the much bigger kids. One of those subtle distinctions is that you can only engage so aggressively on the track here. Big hits are not encouraged. In fact, they will send you to the penalty box for that. So even more reason for them to look forward to their 13th birthdays, because then you get to hit with the much bigger kids.
Typo pushing against a brace 3 wall. That's some seriously good defense there.
Southside blockers really wanting to focus their energy against the incoming arrival of the purple missile that is I'll See You Later.
We'd like to thank Voodoo Donuts. The magic is in the hole. Proud sponsor of Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice.
I hear that tang-topped donuts do a body good.
I'm sure that astronauts like them.
Building athletes and astronauts, that's exactly it. And out of this World Jammers, El Jucacabra for Southside going up against Ferocious, who is already out, lead jammer Petals.
El Jucacabra showing some jukes right there. Very nice.
Coming in real hot. Ferocious looking for a little answer on that outside. Flapping their wings. This jam is done.
Just in time to keep El Jucacabra from scoring because they were just roaring around the track. And now we have 106 Mad Hitter versus Smash Tag.
I think this is Mad Hitter's first time up at the Tonkin.com jam line today, if I'm not mistaken.
I think this might be the first for both of them. And Smash Tag smashes through.
Smash Tag saw a window. There was a little bit of confusion about how many blockers should have been on the track. Saw that kind of momentary weakness in the wall and just charged right on through.
And Mad Hitter hits her way through.
Nice hustle by Mad Hitter, shrugging off a last-ditch effort by American Gangster.
And we've got a really small pack out there. So this creates some interesting defensive problems for sure. Mad Hitter pushing through and breaks free. And Smash Tag calls it off. We'd like to thank Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and a proud part of RCR since 2009.
And we do have a team timeout being called by Southside. We're gonna dedicate this team timeout, make it a Dragon Lady music minute.
And the whistle puts an end to the Derby dance party on the jam line.
That was a super fun taco timeout, courtesy of Porque No.
Porque yes?
Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. Porque siempre. Getting back to the action on the track, we have full lineups being put out by both sides with Uniscorn jamming for the Rose Petals.
And El Juca Cabra is your lead jammer.
El Juca Cabra just greased their way right on out around side, skimming off. I think that was one of the fastest grabbing for lead jammer we've seen so far.
And now El Juca Cabra's hit the pack, looking to drain some of those points off the lead.
Really great awareness and footwork by El Juca Cabra. What happens is if someone hits you out of bounds, you can't just get up and jump back in, thereby advancing your positioning. That's called a track cut. So the jammer has to drop back behind the person that hit them out to make sure that they are doing so legally.
And El Juca Cabra extending the pack and extending that point scoring run.
Lead jammer and power jam for Southside. Great opportunity to put up as many points as possible.
And Uniscorn is back on the track and is engaged in the pack. El Juca Cabra wisely calls off the jam.
And you know what else was a wise maneuver? All of you wonderful folks coming down to Oaks Amusement Park today, home of the Rose City Rollers and the place to purchase your Derby gear. Thanks, Oaks Amusement Park.
And on the line, the Dominator versus Ferocious. And now the officials are calling a timeout.
I think we're just waiting to get our ducks in the row, make sure we don't have too many ducks on the track, make sure our ducks are well trained. And again, with such a scant referee crew, I'm really impressed by how in control and on point everyone is staying. This is a very well-oiled machine you're witnessing today.
The refs are doing a great job.
The Dominator looking for a hole on the outside but forced to go in, with Ferocious trying the same route.
And Assassin forces a track cut.
Assassin not only forcing that track cut, but wasting no time in declaring offense against the Rose Petals, trying to make the most of this power jam.
And the Dominator finds a hole and is now your lead jammer.
Amazing foot speed control by the Dominator, was involved in quite the scrum, being kind of drawn to the outside of the track and then quickly turned direction to the in.
And Strawberry Short Fuse is sent off for another penalty, giving the Dominator a hole in that Rose defense. Now Rose has 2 blockers in the penalty box. And the Dominator is through for another scoring round. And the Dominator calls it off just before Rose can score. Well done.
That was a very calm, patient, and effective last pass. Just the ever so subtle swiveling of the hips, only passing 2 players, but picking up 5 points in the process from people not engaged in the pack. Special thanks to Asha Wellness chiropractor Dr. Carrie Shia specializes in pain management and motor vehicle accidents. Visit Asha Wellness. And you might have gotten whiplash from that super fast pass through the pack. Trickster is lead jammer.
And Trickster jumps the apex and calls it off. That's just awesome.
And you don't necessarily need to stick the landing gold medal style, but you have to land in bounds and somewhat in control to pick up all those points, which they just did.
And back on the track is El Jukacabra versus Smash Tag.
And just about 5 minutes left in this first half. Trickster is lead jammer.
And Smash Tag posts that one to the internet.
Great offense by I'll See You Later, attempting a massive pick.
And Smash Tag is off for hitting.
It's just so tempting. I can hardly blame them. And who am I to add insult to the injury that is 30 seconds in the penalty box?
So we're going to have another 2-minute jam, and El Jukacabra is engaging. Ooh, little almost... I can't call it an apex shot, but that was just beautiful.
Skating artistry by El Jukacabra. When you brave I-5 traffic, it is not for nothing. They are bringing a bag of tricks today.
That was some great footwork on that inside line. And Smash Tag is through and eligible to score.
Amazing offense coming from fearsome Frida. And then quickly turning the attention back to defense. That is great awareness.
Absolutely, Layla. El Jukacabra pushing against that defensive wall, trying to extend the pack and create an opening to get through.
And it is a track cut against Smash Tag.
Gives El Jukacabra the opportunity to score more points unopposed.
Not if the Petals defensive line has anything to say about it.
No, they certainly did not want to give up any more points than they have to.
And that jam is called off. And just to let y'all know, if you still have many questions, which I'm sure you do, about the specific rules or just anything about roller derby in general, Rocket Mean will be hanging out right by the bleachers closest to the bar to answer and entertain any questions you might have. So even if you kind of want to go over some of the nuanced rules of roller derby or this game specifically, by all means, come hang out and congregate at these bleachers and pick Rocket Means brain with your questions. Also, just to let you know, after the game, both the Petals and Southside all get delicious and free popsicles, as well as officials and volunteers. That is after the bout. Thank you, Sloshy Pops, for being here and setting us up with your sweet, sweet popsicle nectar. Getting down to the track, only one jammer is on the track, and that is Blaze for Southside.
Blaze engaging the pack, gets a little bit of help from 500. Olivia, who obliviates the Rose defense.
That was an awesome little strategy. Blaze just really slowly pushed forward, and while the wall had their heads turned focused on her, they didn't even see the offense coming from Olivia.
And Blaze gets through for 4 points. And Blaze's coach was giving some advice. Unfortunately, that advice goes out the way because Blaze picked up a back block penalty.
That is right. Just to clarify, if you are a lead jammer, but then you are sent to the penalty box, you no longer have the power to call off the jam. That's why we've seen so many jams going the full 2 minutes. Even though the lead jammers were delegated, they then had that taken away from them when sent to the penalty box.
Miss L rockets in for one last hit on Smash Tag to slow her down a little bit. Miss L playing some great defense. One hit just took out 3 people. Speaking of great defense, American Gangsta is really putting a shoulder into Blaze.
And once again, great awareness by Smash Tag, not charging through their own wall. That jam is off. And just to let you all know in the audience, if you're having an awesome time watching this bout, you want to watch it again, you're going to be able to do so. And that is all thanks to Derek Willis with Ma Roselle. Check it out on the RCR YouTube channel as this game will be archived there. And we are currently in a timeout. This is an official timeout, and that is, of course, a taco timeout, and that is courtesy of Porcano. Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne.
So the officials are discussing something. Layla's trying to get that figured out, but we'll see if she can use smoke signals to tell me what's going on.
is on the other side. Not paying attention and with the microphone, so
Okay.
we're just not going to worry about it too much.
I'm not gonna.
I'll just go find out what we're
Layla has all the details, but it looks like from here that Rose used their official review to get one of their skaters out of the box.
Okay, so this is really interesting actually. So basically, a purple blocker got sent to the penalty box for a low block. The review was called by the Rose Petals coach to say basically that they thought that spill was caused by a back block by the green jammer. There was not consensus as to whether or not that back block actually happened, but there was enough reasonable doubt to pull the low block call from the Rose Petal blocker, springing her from the penalty box, returning to the bench.
Thank you for that explanation, Layla. And the last jam of the first period has Donut Mess With Me as your lead jammer. And Donut Mess With Me just created their own hole in the defense. Donut Mess With Me calls off the jam, ending the first half of play.
But getting back to it, finish your sloshy pops, get ready to get back to action with Trickster jamming for the Rose Petals up against Gearing Up for Southside.
Okay, that sounds good. And Trickster is your lead jammer. Gearing Up is gearing up for a fight with the Rose Petals blocking wall.
Trickster charges right through that back wall.
And we have a star pass, the first of the game. Gearing Up has given the star to El Jucacabra.
That is something blockers should maybe have anticipated. Generally speaking, the skater that is wearing the star, aka the stripe, the pivot, usually they are fearsome jammers as well. They know how to do double task. So just a heads up though about passing the star. If the jammer who had the star also had lead jammer status, they do not get to pass lead jammer status. They just get to pass the ability to score points.
All right, back in the line, we have the Dominator versus 171, Sassafras. I think that's her first time on the jam line.
I think you are right. The Dominator charging right through that inside lead jammer Southside.
And 170, Assassin did a great job to recycle Sassafras, but Sassafras is now out.
Incredible awareness by Smash Tag, who was doing their best to kind of squeeze out that wall of Southside to the outside, but then quickly readjusted to cover that vulnerable inside line and play defense.
And Sassafras gets a little sassy with that back defensive wall and picks up a back block penalty.
Well, you know, you can't take a name like Sassafras if you're going to be mild.
So true. And Smash Tag out on a low block, giving the Dominator a weakened defense to push against. And the Dominator brings Southside over the century mark.
The Dominator going it alone while the Southside blockers focus their attention on a slippery Sassafras squeaking through that inside apex.
And Dominator hears the coach's instructions and calls off the jam.
I could kind of hear the Dominator's thoughts of, all right already, I'm calling it. We would like to say special thanks to Echo Construction. The friendly people at Echo Construction love custom home building, remodels, and roller derby, and we love Echo Construction. They truly are the nicest people.
All right, Olivia Oblivia taking the line against Ferocious.
That's a Maricon Gangster.
You're right, sorry.
Don't apologize to me. A Maricon Gangster might make you not forget it, though. Charging through that back wall.
And a Maricon Gangster coming around to score. Looked like she wanted to do an apex jump, but figured, I'll just stay on my skates. And American Gangsta calls it off. .808. It feels so good, it straight broke the mouth. 2 locations in Burnside and Woodstock. And looks like we have an official timeout.
Do you know what that means?
What does that mean, Layla?
That means it's also a taco timeout and a great time to say thank you to Porque No. Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. Porque No.
Porque, yes.
Wheel Savage is going to be wearing the star for the Rose Petals.
Against El Juca Cabra. And the blockers are really thinned out. Each team has 2 blockers in the penalty box.
This is the part of bouts of all ages, that I tend to refer to as the witching hour. We start to get a little chippy. The enthusiasm, the restored energy from halftime can sometimes get the better of the players, but not El Juca Cabra, out lead jammer Southside.
And it is a foot race to get back to the pack and get some points before the other jammer gets a chance. And El Juca Cabra gets stuck behind that wall of "I'll see you later." And Wheel Savage wheels through on the inside line.
El Juca Cabra showing lots of fancy footwork, great manipulation of their toe stops, baiting the opposing blockers out and then in, grabbing 4 points in the process, calling this jam off.
That was nice work by El Juca Cabra to extend the pack, break it up, and then as Rose tried to figure out who was going to be their bridge, take advantage and get through for some points.
I mean, that is why we're here. Got to get them points. I mean, yes, it's fun, but we do need the points regardless.
Absolutely.
Special thanks to the Portland Mercury, Portland Vital Signs, and K's Bar.
And the jammers are off. Mad Hitter against number 14, Screamsicle, who is your lead jammer. Mad Hitter finds a hole and is through, but not your lead jammer.
Huge screen coming courtesy of Trickster. Just pushed that whole wall off the inside line, leaving a good sturdy 2 feet to be grabbed, picking up those points.
And they haven't had much to do today so far, but we'd like to thank OHU Sports Medicine. They are proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers. All right. Sassafras is off against Olivia Oblivia. Nope, sorry. Olivia is the person who drags Sassafras back in some great defense. Atakademia is the Southside jammer, pushing against that rose wall, getting a little help from the offense.
And Atakademia, taking advantage of that whistle being blown, emerges on the initial pass.
Meanwhile, Blaze and Olivia doing some great work to keep Sassafras from scoring, and they just drew a penalty.
And it looks like it is going to be a power jam. Southside. Atakademia has a great opportunity. Amazing pick set by blocker Blaze.
Blaze just lit a fire in that offense.
You know, it took Southside blockers a little time to warm up, but coming into the second half, they are really wasting no time on showing their jammers as much love as possible and opening up that offense.
Well, Blaze is certainly on fire there. Totally opening some huge holes.
Great communication by Southside blockers, alerting each other to the arrival of Sassafras.
And Sassafras manages to finally break through with some great defense to hold her up for as long as they did.
Great job by Rose Petal blockers, reforming, recycling up to the front of the pack, scrubbing some speed from Atakademia. This jam is done for.
Nice work by Atakademia there. Sakatumi. Unleash your inner superhero at sakatumi.com.
Strawberry short fuse versus
That's Mia Mobster jamming for Southside, going up against Strawberry Short Fuse for the Petals.
And Strawberry Short Fuse just cooks through that pack. Meanwhile, Mia is using that agility to try to create some matchup advantages for her.
Great.
So far not working, as LCU Later's been doing a great job, but Mia's found an open hole on the outside.
Great offense by the Dominator, posting up on LCU Later, who was the really immediate threat to the jammer in that last pass.
And Mia Mobster is through. Mia Mobster getting a little help from El Jucacabra to get through the pack.
That's what I like to call hand grenade offense. When a blocker just sort of jumps into the mix, scrambles everyone up indiscriminately, yet it's totally effective.
Yeah, El Jucacabra is doing a great job with that for sure.
As both pivot and jammer out there, for sure, making the trip worthwhile.
We'd like to thank Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, the best of modern cinema, independent art, and classic film for Portland movie lovers.
They've got good pizza and beer, too. For what it's worth. Mad Hitter jamming for Southside.
And Special K Serial Killer is your lead jammer for the Rose Petals.
Great speed control by Special K Serial Killer. Whipped around that track, came in real hot, but managed to slow down with a quick juke on the two toe stops to not slam into that back wall.
And the Mad Hitter's coming around as Special K Serial Killer took a quick dive there, but got up and quickly knifed through the back.
Mad Hitter's turn for 4 points picked up, just cruising right through that wall of purple.
Special K Serial Killer calls it off. Great work by both defenses there to limit the scoring. PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland's music, arts, and events happenings.
Happening right now on the Tonkin.com jammer line. Double H wears the star for Southside. Going
versus
up against...
Donut Mess With Me.
And I totally wouldn't with such a tough name like that. But it's Double H, lead jammer, Southside.
I feel like Double H stands for Happy Hops because that was just some happy hopping along the inside line there. All right, Southside trying to break through on the offense. And Double H gets a track cut.
All right, that means this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Currently, Donut Mess With Me, the only jammer on the track, and the only one able to score points at the time.
And Donut Mess With Me finds the icing right on the inside there.
And the path of least resistance, once again, that inside apex, making this oval a circle.
I like Double H's toe stop sprint there.
I think Double H's toe stops are spring-loaded.
Could be.
Awesome inside line dominance by Rose Petals.
And Double H on another track cut.
Well-timed offense coming from Wheel Savage, but a great last-ditch inside line grab by none other than Olivia. We have just over 15 minutes left in this bout. Plenty of opportunity, but don't wait till the last minute to grab some swag representing any of your favorite teams today.
Jersey.
And we have an official timeout.
Points before he went to the box, right? He got points before he went to the box, right?
Had to have a little score clarification there.
Crossing our T's, dotting our lowercase j's, counting our points. Plenty of time for all those things. If you're going to do anything, you got to do it right.
You can, but not for that long. Is that what it is? Like, no, you need to. can't enter until you're behind the person.
You know who does bread right?
I think that would be Franz.
That's Franz Bakery. Franz has been proudly baking in Portland since 1906, even longer than me. Charging through that inside, I'll see you later, Lee Jammer.
Strawberry Short Fuse, Dragon Slayer, and Glitter Bomb doing a great job of opening some holes there for I'll see you later. This is a tough spot for a defense to be in.
From a purely physics standpoint, which was never my strong suit, you are correct.
Southside's doing a great job of holding her up for as long as they can, given the amount of offensive support she's getting.
Keeping it clean, keeping it tidy, no last-ditch dirty hits.
And we have a star pass to Miss L. Miss L exploding through the pack there. And I'll see you later calls it off before Miss L has a chance to go ballistic on her blockers.
And you know Ms. L was just looking for that opportunity.
Oh, she was.
And now, once again, the Dominator wears the star for Southside. And if I apologize because I just can't say the name Dominator. I have to say the Dominator jamming for Southside, but it's Unicorn Lee Jammer.
Yeah, you just can't say that name without saying the Dominator.
It's only a fraction of the fierceness exhibited by the Dominator when they're on the track.
And we've got a 4-3 jam. That's good work by the Dominator to get in there and steal those 3 points.
And once again, if this is your first Derby bout and we've just only begun to whet your whistle for more 8-wheeled action, there are still plenty of opportunities in the coming fair-weathered months to meet us back down here at the hangar. We have a great event called Hometown Throwdown. We have fantastic training opportunities and bouts that will be coming to us by way of Derby Days. So check out RoseCityRollers.com for more information and mark your calendars accordingly. Trickster, I'm sure, will be there.
Trickster with a lovely little apex jump there.
Assassin just coasting on that outside line by the skin of their wheels.
We'd like to thank Selwood Pet Supply, quality nutrition and supplies for your pet.
Probably should get another OHESU in there.
And the jammers are off. Typo versus Donut Mess With Me. And Donut Mess With Me bakes through the hole in the defense.
I hear that's where the magic is. That inside line was swept open by I'll see you later.
A little bit of confusion on the track as looks like Typo was heading off for a penalty, but then was called back on and is now engaging that rose wall.
Typo pushing through the business end of I'll see you later. Reinforced by So Feisty. Amazing unforeseen offense coming from Blaze.
That was great track awareness by Blaze, seeing that the jammer needed some help and getting in there, trying to open up a huge hole there. And there goes Typo, still going against LCU later. That's a matchup to watch. Those two have just been battling it out this jam.
Once again, Do Not Mess With Me, really showing off some fantastic speed control.
And Donut Hole picks up a late track cut. That was a track cut that Donut Mess With Me got right at the end.
This is going to be a great opportunity for Southside, starting out this next jam in a power jam.
With Miss L on the line.
Well, we would also like to thank Kelly Brown, because Kelly Brown loves roller derby, and roller derby loves Kelly Brown.
Strawberry Short Fuse getting a good hit, but not enough to slow down Miss L, who just rockets through.
Ms. L saw their course and charged through, because facing off against a full lineup of Petals blockers is no small feat.
Miss L getting some good help from the offense there, who's now slowing back because they need to deal with the Rose Jammer.
All Petals taking their turns, dropping nice little hits on Ms. L. Ms. L saying, I got this. Don't worry about it.
And Miss L forced out by Glitter Bomb and recycled back.
Glitter Bomb hypnotizing opponents with those dazzling glitter shorts.
And Miss L calls it off. We'd like to thank Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon.
That place is great. It's close by. If you need to go get a bite to eat immediately following the bout, bring the whole family down. And they are off the line. Aljuka Cabra doing the honors for Southside up against Special K Serial Killer.
And a late skate on by LCU Later puts LCU Later in the penalty box.
Aljuka Cabra taking advantage of the fact that they had massive control of that inside line, just gently took a little whip for themselves.
Both jammers using the inside and outside lines well there. Oh, gearing up, getting in, throwing a little hit to help free Aljuka Cabra.
Hop, skip, jump, Special K, Serial Killer, not one to get tangled in a pileup.
No, that was really good moves. And speaking of good moves, Aljuka Cabra dodging and weaving to get through that pack. And Special K Serial Killer milked every second of the clock possible there.
Ooh, it's 5-on-5, just like almost an hour ago from when we first started. It is rare that we get to keep all 5-on-5 on the track. We have just over 5 minutes left. If you have been saving your energy for fear of overdoing it, now is not the time. Make some noise for all the skaters on the track working so hard for you on this Mother's Day. Smash tag lead jammer.
Smash tag engaging that front wall, and Assassin working hard on the back wall, and recycled back by Dragon Slayer. Smash tag finds an inside line, and it's going to post that move to Facebook later.
And that is going to be a low block coming at Uniscorn. It's a very vulnerable part of the track. Again, physics are just not really working in anyone's favor over there.
No, definitely not. And Smash Tag calls it off.
Special thanks to OHSU Sports Medicine. OHSU Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical care team of the Rose City Rollers.
Boom! How you like me? How you like me now?
And on the line for Southside, number 6, Bug.
Bug versus American Gangster. American doing an amazing juke to the out, committing all of their weight to the outside and then quickly jumping in. Great skills. Following the same course carved out on that first pass, picking up another 5 points.
And Glitter Bomb doing a great job holding back Bug, but is now going off for a penalty.
And so how many of you out in the audience whose first time this is, will we see again in the hangar? Yes, I love it. Wave, that's perfect. You're just starting to get the hang of it. I can't wait to see you again. And it looks like we are in an official-ish timeout. Official-ish timeouts are also known as taco timeouts. Thank you so much to Porque No for all of your sponsorship love.
All right, the Rose Petals are sorting out how many skaters they're actually allowed to have on the track.
That is correct. For all the noobs out there, you can only have 2 blockers seated in the penalty box at one time. You can have your jammer there also. Now, if a blocker has less than 10 seconds left for their penalty, they have to stand up. It therefore vacates the seat for another blocker. So you can technically have 3 blockers in the penalty box, 1 jammer, but we don't like seeing that. That's just, on the rainiest of days, just for your information.
All right. Olivia Oblivia working against those 2 jammers. Gets some help from El Jucacabra and is out.
Olivia is quite the multitasker, has proved themselves really important as both a blocker and a jammer. Also doing double duty as El Jucacabra. Massive and effective offense coming from El Jucacabra.
Yeah, that was a great hit that El Jucacabra threw. And now Seattle has a power jam. Olivia calls it off at the instruction of their coach after picking up 4.
And we are in the winter moments of this bout. Less than 2 minutes counting down. Just to let you know, when this bout is called off and done, we're going to have an opportunity for everyone to get onto the track and give high fives to the teams participating. But please do stay off the track until you are granted permission to crash them boards. Ms. L going unopposed for Southside.
Miss L giving some help from Assassin, who just kills that blocking wall.
Nice offense coming from Assassin.
And Sassafras is through after completing their initial pass.
Sassafras cutting a course on that inside line. 5 points picked up in the process.
Miss L still working on that wall, especially Trickster. Ooh, that was one heck of a shoulder there. And that got Trickster sent off for a penalty.
I felt that up here.
I did too. And star pass to Assassin, who gets knocked out by Dragon Slayer and recycled.
Now, Assassin does have the star, but Assassin can't score points until the cap is affixed upon their helmets.
And Sassafras sent off for a forearm penalty.
That means we have less than 30 seconds left. This will go the full jam, though the period clock has counted down.
And Assassin heading off with the star in their hand.
But don't worry, we don't need to just stare at both jammers. The moment one jammer arrives, the other one is released.
And there it is, folks.
And that is the bout. We have an unofficial final score of 466 to 172. Once you see the words final score, you can hit the track. Please stay on the outside of the orange line. Get those hands out and show some love for both teams. And do stick around. We're going to be announcing who the MVP blockers and jammers are as selected by the opposing teams. And we do have a final score. Rose Petals 468 to Southside 172. Rose Petals, hit the track for your victory lap. And Southside Revolution hit that track. All right, and we are going to let these teams to check in together and decide who your MVP blockers and jammers are. You did it already. Oh my gosh, gold star bonus overachievers. All right, so who have we selected for MVP blocker?
Number 8 for MVP blocker.
Number 8, I'll see you later, MVP blocker. We have awards. They're in the building. We're looking for them. All right. And have we selected a jammer?
Number 2 for jammer.
Number 2 for jammer. Come on out. Don't mess with me. And stick around because we're going to take some pictures. But I'm going to hand the microphone over to Puns and Rollers.
All right. So, who is your MVP jammer?
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. And how about your MVP blocker?
Number 7.
Number 7, Typo. Nicely done.
We're going to take pictures of everyone together. Everyone in the audience, thank you so much for making it out today. This was such a wonderful afternoon to celebrate mothers. We love you. We're grateful to you. Thank you for putting up with us. And in all of the ways that we torment you, we would not be here without you. So thank you. And we hope we get to see you again sometime down here at the hangar. Have a wonderful afternoon.